So greetings, it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com, and this is like one of the more awesome things I find with places that are filled with tourists. First of all, it is a very enjoyable thing to do, right? I mean, there's no question that coming here, getting a tour on a cool little train isn't cool, right? And you know, I mean, I guess I could judge it, or you could judge it, or whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, everyone loves to enjoy their surroundings. And there's a lot to be said for environment. I mean, I can tell you that the way that I feel getting up every morning, being able to go home after work every night, and live in Coronado is one of the better choices I've ever made. And I don't have a big house, but I don't want a big house. I don't own my place, but I don't want to own my place. I don't have a lot of stuff, but I don't want to have a lot of stuff. There was a time in my life where I wanted to have a lot of stuff. There was a time in my life when I had a big house. There was a time in my life when I had like 4 houses and 3 cars, and I was miserable. And today I have the right amount of things, and I'm happier. And so down here, I think people are pretty darn comfortable in their own skin, which then makes you sort of say to yourself, okay, so why don't I live my life on vacation, right? And I try and do that. But what I did find sort of interesting is that people were lined up to, very orderly, to take pictures of themselves in front of the buoy that is the southernmost point in the United States. So that's kind of cool. Exploring is very interesting. And you know what was funny is I was sitting there at the Two Friends restaurant this morning. I was thinking to myself, you know, the United States is just massive. And you could argue that, I mean, vacationing in the United States, it really is a cakewalk, because you just get up and you go wherever. You go 10 miles from your house, or you go 100 miles, or 1,000, or 3,000 miles from your house. Everyone still speaks the same language. You can use the same currency. You don't need a passport. I mean, it's a pretty sweet gig if you think about it. And I can understand why people totally do it. Now for me, I've done a little bit of that, and that was my first sort of initial gig into the whole travel. Do I look like I'm standing in front of a jail because of this fence behind me? And so it was cool. But then I want to explore more, right? Because my drug of choice is more. So I want to travel more, I want more money, I want more free time, I want to work more hours, I want more money. I want better health insurance. I want more teeth, I want more hair. But regardless, it's just more, right? So this place is pretty cool. And in fact, I think one of the postcards that I sent my mom came here. And I'm not quite sure, probably. But, you know, they're packing them in. I love beaches, but there's also a lot to be said for the 2 porches I have at my house that I don't have to share with anybody. So, oh, okay, they're getting out. Oh, there are these everywhere, actually. I think that there's, I actually haven't seen any others. I believe that 5, 6 pink cabs are the ones that, certainly the ones that I've seen. But who knows, maybe it's just the ones I wanted to see. Reticular activation, maybe that was the, the reason. I've only seen pink cabs, so therefore only pink cabs exist, so therefore all I see are pink cabs. And they really milk the southernmost thing. I mean, I can tell you the meeting I went to, it was the southernmost group. And they have the southernmost beach resort. Here's something that is very common with a ton of the places down here, is they've transitioned from something like this, whereby it was a, you know, established 1948, right? So this place has been here forever, and it hasn't transitioned into being a Marriott property or an IHG or that sort of thing. It hasn't been gobbled up one of the big guys like Starwood Hotel Properties, which is also now part of Marriott. I'm sure it's, you know, it's expensive, right? I mean, that's what a lot of these places, you know, they're making really good money, and that's good. I'm sure it's good for the economy. So that's kind of neat. But I really sort of prefer these places. I gotta tell you, I still think that the whole Airbnb thing is really sweet. I don't know if this it probably varies per city, but I can tell you that every time I paid at least like $60 for Airbnb, I've been pretty satisfied. When I've paid $30 to $35 in Vietnam, I was very satisfied. But here, it's like about 100. You got to pay at least 100. The place I'm in right now, I think it's 128 a night. And as I mentioned before, it's new, it's newly remodeled, and I think he just literally just threw it up on Airbnb at the beginning of this month, and so he's just blowing it out, and then we'll probably have, okay. Yes, I get distracted. Ooh, shiny red ball. All right, so I'm gonna walk back this way. Actually, you know what? I am gonna walk back down to do some more beach stuff. It's only 2 miles by 5 miles, so Key West is easy. Check back soon. Ciao.